We have an interesting one here. A 2014 Nissan Maxima 3.5 engine. The story behind this, I got a phone call from an auto dealer that I did a job for. He said he has a customer that has this vehicle that was at the Nissan dealer a couple of times, and the vehicle is not working. So I met with the old man, and he said it's his sons. They took it to the dealer, they did some repair to it. I forgot what it was. He showed me the receipts. First time he was charged $500. The other time, which it was taken for that issue, the issue of the not charging, the battery dies, there's no charging from the alternator. So it was taken to the dealer, and I saw the invoice. They charged him $69 for an alternator belt, $69 for an alternator belt, but his total bill was $1,190 something, $1,200, and the rest of it, like $1,000 something, of course minus the taxes, but $1,000 it was for 9 hours or 10 hours diagnosis. And it was I even read the technician recommendation to, there was some electric problem. They found a wire cut. Now, first of all, 9 to 10 hours just to find a harness cut is really weird, especially when all I did is I opened the hood like this, just like right now, and then I looked here and I saw some wiring cut here. Now this seems to be strange because the way they are cut, it looked like they are cut with a cutter. Look how straight they are. And wires usually, like if there's a belt or something that was the cause of these wire cut, it wouldn't happen like this way. It would, some of the insulation would be hanging and it wouldn't be straight like this. Anyways, so I told him in order for me to look at it, he had at a local mechanic, and the mechanic told him he cannot mess with it. So I told him just move it to a better place and I will look at it. And I told him, talk to your son, if he wants to sell it, we can buy it also. He called me back. He said, his son is tired of putting money to it, so come get it. And I got it and I put it here, my friend's lot. Now we're going to look at it together. There was no battery. I just put a good battery, good used battery in it, and let's get some stuff moving, get a better access to harnesses. Right, as I said, the first thing we noticed, these 3 wires. I don't know where they go to. I don't know if they're responsible for the charging system. Second, you see that bolt right there? That's the alternator bolt. Now let me show you guys. Hold on. Look how crusty that wire is. And I think I remember what happened is the alternator belt was touching the harness and caused some wiring, like wire cutting or something like that. I don't remember actually, to be honest with you guys. It was like 10 days ago, but he called me yesterday. Now again, I don't know if these wires are, where's the other end of them? I don't see it, but look how crusty that insulation, the black stuff, look how it is. It's horrible. Now I see 2 wires. We're gonna have to go to the computer and look at how many wires goes to that harness, to the alternator harness. Now there's another thing interesting that I notice, and I want you guys to look with me. I'm gonna try to zoom. Hold on, let me get the light on this. Move this. Oh, I cannot move it. All right, I'll try to zoom in between. There is a harness, loose harness, all the way over there. That one, the black one, you see it? I'm gonna zoom into it. See it? right there, right there. Unfortunately I cannot focus because of the other stuff on the way. Let me see if I zoom in more. Ooh, 20 times zoom, but let me go back. It's right there. Okay, see if I get close here. It's a loose harness. It's just sitting there doing nothing. I'm gonna have to go from under the vehicle to see what does that harness belong to. I don't know if you get a better shot to it from this side. Let me see. I lost it. Hold on. No. Even the lighting is really hard to. Right there. Okay. That's not obvious. No. Anyways, it's there. I'll show you guys when I go. If not right now, you see it. Hold on, let me. Right there, behind that black thing. You see it? Now you see it. We have to see what is that. This is the charging schematic, and the generator right here says generator should have 1, 2, 3, 4 wires. Let's go find it. It's a plastic cover right here, and here's the harness that I told you guys about. Right there. It looks like it has 2 wires. Let's go down. Let's go under the vehicle. I found another harness also disconnected right here. But this one looks smaller than the other one. I don't think. Here's the other one right there. Yep. I don't think this small one that I found. This one belongs to the AC compressor. Where's the other end of it? This is the female. Where's the? Actually, this is. Yeah, I think this is the female. Where's the male part of it? And let me do some checking. Alright, I think I got excited early. These 2 harnesses do belong to each other, a male and a female, and they are for the AC compressor. Let me find the harness for the alternator. The wire that goes to the alternator, the plug. Some of you guys remember this tool that I got from Harbor Freight, and I used it the first time on that Lexus, hybrid Lexus. Now I removed that hose, that radiator hose from here, and there was a bracket right here, 10mm, and look what I found. The plug is right there, and it looks like it's in a good shape. Now let me go check these wires to see if they are the one for the alternator. So colors, I'm looking for colors. I don't see any colors here on this. Let me see if I can find a better diagram with colors. Here's the alternator, F7. Let me show you guys. We have here 3 connectors, E230, F6 and F7. E230 and F6 is for one of them for ground, and the other one the main cable for the battery. And the F7 is that little connector that we are missing, and it has 3 pin 2, 3, 4 right there, and they are brown, yellow, brown or black, I'm not sure. No, yellow, black, and solid brown or blue. I think they are. There you go, brown, yellow, black, and blue. Alright, so all we have to do is find a connector. We wire everything here with a solder and shrink wrap, and see if we are charging. So far I'm working without verifying the customer's complaint, just because I did actually read the notes from the dealer, and I know the issue is with the charging, and he did tell me that every time even the car came with no battery, because every time he buy a battery it dies. So that's why I didn't verify it. Plus I didn't want to warm up the engine just in case. I know I don't have enough space to work. I didn't want to like keep burning my hand. So let's go see if we can find a connector. This is the interchange for the alternator for the Maxima. Let me see if we find something here in our yard. 7 to 17 Ultima we do, but it has to be 6-cylinder. 914 Maxima, I think we have one. Let me go check. The next day, and I'm back here at the Maxima. It was a hard time for me to find a harness for the alternator. Every place that I went to that has one of these cars, or one of the other ones that listed in the list that I showed before, I couldn't find any harness. All of them were cut. The only thing that I found is this one, although this tab here is broken, but I'm gonna still use it for now until I find another one, a good one that locks. I'll make sure to zip tie this one. I also got the harness for the AC compressor. I'm going to fix this one also. Alright, so everything should be ready. Let us just see. We have one transmission code. Let's go to report. Transmission P0826. It says passed, up, down, shift switch. ABS 3, pass, and current. The pass is a stop lamp, battery voltage. We know that. System communication can. We have to look at that U1002. That might be because of the battery issue, the low voltage. BCM, pass, and pass. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to erase everything. Full code. Now let's go to the engine. Live data, all signals. Battery voltage. Alright, let me customize the list. Let us start the vehicle. 12, 12.3. Okay, so charging is 12.4. I want to see it more. I want a 13, 5, or 14.